Hello everybody and welcome back. Lars here, and guess what? It is day number 5. I ended up missing a day, so that was kind of a bummer, but I had a lot of workload, stuff to do, but we answered back, had an amazing, phenomenal day, ended up doing 2 5-0s straight, then I had like a 3-2, a 3-2, and a 4-1, so overall just a great, amazing day. Bumped up my elo a little bit, at least I'm assuming. We can't see it now, but hey, no worries. So, been getting a lot of questions on there, mostly regarding Deoxys, which we covered, as well as Trevenant and Galarian Stunfisk. Now, I have a few battles for you this time around. Luckily today, there was a lot of variety, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to check it out, but please take note, and I will go over what to do and how to do it. So again, please make sure to like and subscribe, and with that, let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, and to start things off, we have a Venusaur. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to get a Flamethrower off. They, of course, are going to get a Frenzy Plant. We're going to go ahead, let it hit us. No big deal. It does some damage, but not anything we should be concerned. Throw that Flamethrower. They will shield. It is very rare for them not to shield here. All right, they're going to get another Frenzy Plant off. Go ahead. We're going to let it hit us. No big. We can still tank. We tank 2. We need to shield this next one, but they have to make a crucial decision. Do they shield this next attack, or do they let it kill them? Go ahead and throw that Flamethrower. They let their Venusaur die, and then they bring in Galarian Stunfisk. So we quick switch to Venusaur to lure out whatever else they have. There's that Earthquake. We're going to shield that. This person actually didn't switch. Normally they do, so that just means they have something that's weak to Grass in the back. They're going to use a Rock Slide here. Oh, I'm sorry, an Earthquake. Go ahead. We kill them. They bring out their last Pokemon, which, of course, is a Sumerel, so I was correct. That usually happens. They usually do switch. However, if they do have an Sumerel or a Swampert in the back, they will not switch with that Victreebel versus Galarian Stunfisk matchup. So, they throw a Play Rough, don't shield. We are going to throw the Psychic. There it goes, around and around, and boom, there's a hit. And now it's time for us to quick switch to Bastiodon. And our plan here was to just finish him off. They throw another charged move. No big deal. We're going to bring out Medicham and just finish him off once and for all with a power-up punch. And there it is. Game over. And out comes Lickitung. Now, Lickitung isn't as prevalent as a starting Pokemon or lead Pokemon. However, it's still out there, so this is a great battle to reference. Go ahead, let them hit us. That's not going to do a whole lot of damage. We're going to throw the Stone Edge. As always, if they shield either of our charged moves, we're going to quick switch to Medicham. They, however, do not shield it, but I decide here, I play it a little bit differently, so I wanted to give you guys a heads up. I play it out of the norm, out of how I would normally play it. I do throw in Medicham just to do one last attack. I would not suggest doing that, however, I did it just because I had a feeling they would have something that was weak to Victreebel in the back. So I wanted to lure that out so I could get Victreebel in there and clean up. All right, going to throw that Psychic. There it goes. They shield. No problem. We are charging it up. They go ahead and kill us before we can get that Psychic off. No problem. Let them waste their charged energy and bring in Victreebel. Now here comes Buzzswol, and again, this was actually not what I was expecting, but it ended up working out. Going to shield this attack, throw that Leaf Tornado. They will shield here. They know what the stakes are and what the odds are. So boom, as soon as this happens, we're quick switching to Bastiodon just to absorb this attack. Lunge doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but I wanted to kill their Pokemon and have a little bit of health left, so then they know it's over. All right, they quick switch immediately to Swampert. We bring in Victreebel, no problem. They bring back out Pelipper. We throw that Leaf Tornado right here. Normally they would shield. They decided not to shield, and then boom, game over. All right, it is our Bastiodon versus a Tropius. Now, they are going to quick switch to Deoxys. As we were talking about this earlier and yesterday, we immediately switched to Victreebel. This Deoxys actually has a Rock Slide, which is really weird, very uncommon to see. Maybe 1% of all Deoxys have this. We throw, they shield this one. They tried to double charge it, but they just couldn't do it. and our shield is going to take that, and then boom, they couldn't get the last one off. So then it becomes their Tropius versus our Victreebel. We are going to throw this just to lower their attack. However, their attack does get lowered. We bring in Bastiodon. They quick switch to Galarian Stunfisk, and at this point it is over. There's not much they can do. Power Up Punch there. They're going to shield this next Power Up Punch, but even so, technically they could get an Earthquake off, but they would be left with just a tiny sliver of health, so much so that Bastiodon could just come in and use one Smackdown fast attack and kill it. But they go for the Rock Slide, and yeah, it's over. Here comes Bastiodon versus a Galarian Stunfisk. So, as always, we're going to switch to Victreebel and start plugging away using our fast attack. Now, they didn't charge up Earthquake, so we know this is just a Rock Slide. No problem. They switched to Jumpluff. I was going to get that Sludge Bomb off, but I decided to lower their attack. However, it doesn't. But hey, no worries. As you'll see here in a little bit, they throw a lot of energy balls, but luckily it doesn't break Bastiodon's attack, or defense rather. Here comes the first of 3, and we are not going to use a charged here. We are just going to finish it off with our fast move. Had they broken our defense like 2 times, we probably would have had to use a fast or charged move, but we got lucky, and yeah, we're just going to farm them down with our fast. Really rare to see Jumpluff, by the way. Extremely rare. They're thinking about it, and they're waiting. Running down the clock a little bit. And here comes Lanturn. Now, this was their big mistake. They threw Lanturn in to absorb all of the charged energy that we built up. And they're not going to shield here. So, we're going to let Bastiodon die. There it goes. And now we're going to quick switch to Medicham. They quick switch to Galarian Stunfisk. Just going to use Power Up Punch like crazy. There's the first one. They're going to go ahead. They're going to throw a Rock Slide here. I'm not going to bite. Going to shield. They throw one more Rock Slide before we finish. I shield it here. There it is. And now Power Up Punch. This Lanturn. At this point, it is pretty much over. There's not too much they can do here. And yeah, they realize it. Game over. So now it is our Bastiodon versus another Bastiodon. We have a mirror match. And just like always, we are going to double charge, or 1 3/4 charge, this Flamethrower. They're going to use a charge move against us. Again, of course, we never shield. We throw that first Flamethrower. No problem. There it goes. Charge it back on up. As you can tell, these battles are very tedious and long. But hey, it is what it is. There's a second Flamethrower. We're going to charge this second Flamethrower. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to charge it up again. But this time we're going to let them throw theirs, and then we're going to switch. And there comes their Flamethrower. And then boom, immediately switch to Medicham and then plug away. They're going to use a charge move here, which was very detrimental. You won't see this usually higher up. They will save it. But hey, no problem. They use a Seed Bomb here. Not going to shield it. It's not going to kill us. We are, however, going to use a Psychic. If I were them, I would have not used that Seed Bomb and just finished me off with their fast, thereby saving that charged energy. So here comes Bastiodon. Going to use a Flamethrower. And then boom, they shield this one. And then they're going to use a Seed Bomb. We're going to shield it so we can get this next Flamethrower off. And here it comes. They are out of shield, and so it does quite a bit of damage. We quick switch to Victreebel. They quick switch to Azumarill. It is over. They're going to get one last charged off before we kill them. And then it's just a matter of taking out whatever's left. And then we're going to use a charged move here. And they chose to bring in Bastiodon, so we're going to use a charged move against Bastiodon. Then, when Trevenant comes in, just a few fast attacks is all we need, and we are golden. All right, so we find ourselves with a hard counter, which means we're going to switch to Victreebel. They, of course, switched to Walrein, which was really unfortunate for them. As always, just eat the shield and then kill Walrein with your fast move. Trust me, it'll be worth it because now we have all that energy. So they go ahead, they bring out Medicham, use that Leaf Tornado, and boom. They don't shield here, but they get the attack break, which is very unfortunate for them, but a boon for us. Victreebel is down, and then we run down the clock just for a second and bring back in Medicham. They're going to throw a Psychic here, but it's not going to hurt us because they are extremely weakened from that Leaf Tornado. Here comes the Psychic. I'm sorry, an Ice Punch. And then they quit. Game over. And it's on to the next battle. So Bastiodon versus a Pelipper. Great matchup for us, not so great for them. So they go ahead, they switch to Medicham. We bring in our Victreebel. Gonna go ahead, shield here. My counting was a little off. I could have sworn they were gonna throw an Ice Punch, but hey, it happens. I've been having really bad lag lately, but we still were able to power through it. We use our Leaf Tornado. We know this is just gonna be a power-up punch. No worries, there it goes. We are down a shield, but hey, they're gonna bring in Pelipper, and Victreebel is gonna do some massive damage before it is out and away for good. So here comes Bastiodon here, and then boom, they switch to Galarian Stunfisk. We are switching to Medicham, and at this point it is over, and they're just delaying the inevitable. But, you know, they might just be training, trying to see different strategies, which is absolutely okay. No problems with that. I do it all the time if something's new. Here comes a power-up punch. They shield this one. We're going to go ahead and, yeah, we're just going to let this one hit us. And then, boom, throw that power-up punch. They end up quitting right as we threw it. Game over. All right, and now we have Bastiodon versus a Deoxys. Another Deoxys lead, so we always switch to Victreebel. Same thing as always. They are going to throw that Psycho Boost. We are going to shield like crazy. Boom, there it is. They end up switching to Umbreon. Now, Leaf Tornado here. A lot of times people will shield this. As they do, we get that attack break, which is crucial because now we're going to go ahead. We are going to do as much damage as possible without getting Umbreon into the red. We do not want to do too much damage against that Umbreon because we want Bastiodon to come in and farm them down. Their foul play is going to do next to nothing because their attack is broken, which is why Leaf Tornado is so important. Keep on farming. They finally throw in Deoxys when they can. Going to use that Stone Edge. They don't shield here, so we bring in Medicham. Had they shielded, we would have charged back up that energy and used one last Stone Edge. So there's the power-up punch. Go ahead and we decide just to let this one hit us. It is just a Rock Slide, no worries. Here it comes, and then boom, Deoxys is down. They're waiting on the clock just for a little bit. They bring back in Umbreon. We are going to shield this attack, and then boom, here comes something that they didn't want to face Medicham, which of course is Walrein. We bring back in Bastiodon, but hey, their Earthquake cannot hurt us. It'll take us really low, but it's not going to kill us. And then boom, they end up quote-unquote disconnecting here. So we have a little bit of a wait. Umbreon comes back in, and then we just finish it off. Game over. On to the next battle. So we have a Galarian Stunfisk, another hard counter. We switch to Victreebel, they switch to Noctowl. No problem, we're going to do the same strategy as always. This one is going to farm us down. At the very end, before we die, we're going to throw that Sludge Bomb. They're going to go ahead and let it hit them, so we regain the lead. Go ahead, throw that Medicham in, and boom, it is over. And here we are, Bastiodon versus a Swampert, another hard counter. Switch to Medicham as always, and they bring in Noctowl. With this strategy, I usually, like I said in previous videos, charge up Psychic, then use Power Up Punch. Was just trying something different. I would still charge up Psychic and use Power Up Punch, then use Psychic. But, you know, just was seeing something else. Going to use a Psychic here. They are going to shield, which is great news because we're going to bring back in Bastiodon, and we are just going to farm this Noctowl down and get a charge move ready to go against Swampert. There it is. They'll get one more. Oh, I thought they were going to get one more attack off. I'm just tapping like crazy. Getting that Stone Edge off. They, of course, are not going to shield. We're going to switch immediately to Swampert, do some damage. They bring in Umbreon. And at this point, we're trying to use a shield here because we do not want Victreebel to die right now. Throw that Leaf Tornado. We try to go for the attack break, but it's just not happening. So they get one last attack off. We're going to let it hit us because we know we're going to have just a sliver of health left by the time they're finished. They cannot get another charge move off. They try with Swampert, but it's just not going to happen. And boom, game over. So for this one, we have Bastiodon versus Trevenant, another one that's really important. They quick switch to Lanturn. Really, really rare to see a Trevenant quick switch right out the gates. They might be new to Trevenant and not really sure how it faces against Bastiodon. So Lanturn is down. They're going to go ahead. They're going to bring back out Trevenant after stalling for just a bit. We're going to throw that Sludge Bomb, and it's going to do a massive amount of damage. There it goes, and then boom, we kill each other. And it becomes their last Pokemon, which is Galarian Stunfisk, and it is game over. So for this battle, we're going to see a Sableye, which it's kind of gone down as a lead, but it's still there. We charge up Stone Edge. They're going to catch that and switch at the exact same moment. However, it's no big for us because even though they go ahead and they switch to Swampert, we have an answer for that in the form of Victreebel. So they're going to wait down the clock just a little bit. They're going to bring in Bastiodon, no problem, because we have Medicham in the back for Bastiodon. We get the attack break. They're just going to farm us down a little bit. They're going to throw that Stone Edge or Flamethrower, whatever they want to throw, no problem. Waiting just a little bit, going to bring in Medicham. They're going to use a foul play here. Doesn't matter if it was foul play or return, neither would kill us. Here comes Bastiodon. Let this one hit us. It's pretty much over at this point. There's not a whole lot they can do here. We're going to shield this one just to be careful. There's another foul play. And then they're going to get one last foul play off. I chose not to shield this one just because there's no real reason. At this point, Medicham can finish him off. And then boom. I chose not to use a charge move there just because it was over. Alright, so we have a Dragonair, which is a very rare Pokemon to see in the lead or in the back these days. They switch to Swampert. We bring in Victreebel. Don't worry, don't shield here. We're good. Swampert is down. Dragonair is coming back out after they stalled just for a second. We don't get that Leaf Tornado off, but no problem. We're going to bring in Bastiodon. Now, Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail does some damage. Luckily, they don't get stabbed, so it's not as bad as it would be if they were, water typing as well. But hey, no problem. Going to throw this Stone Edge, and then boom, there it is. They let it kill them, and their last Pokemon, of course, is Registeel, and it becomes Registeel versus our Medicham, and it is over. They carry on for just a little bit, and then game over. All right, now Bastiodon versus another Pelipper, and this is great news for us because they have to switch. They go ahead and they switch to Galarian Stunfisk. Boom, power-up punch time. As always, just throw those power-up punches. The most they could ever do is an Earthquake and a Rock Slide, so long as your Medicham is XL, and so long as, of course, you don't lag. Next power-up punch, no problem. There it is. And then normally they would get a Rock Slide off here, but we got lucky, and they didn't. So we were trying to get that Psychic off, but hey, it's no problem. Let them waste their charged energy. Don't try to shield here. So throwing Bastiodon. Here comes Registeel, but as always, we have an answer in the form of our friend Cut Plant. They're going to throw that Zap Cannon. We shield it, and they do not get the attack break, which is huge, because now we're going to throw the Leaf Tornado. Boom, they shield it and get their attack broken, which means we don't have to shield here. Here it comes. Our attack does fall on this one, but hey, it's too little, too late. One last Leaf Tornado. There it is. They use their shield. And then they quick switch to Pelipper, but at this point, it's pretty much over. What we're trying to do here is just farm down Pelipper and then use that Flamethrower the minute Pelipper is down. They're not going to be able to do enough damage, and they know that. Game over. All right, everyone, we have a Umbreon. Now, this one is, like I said before, I'm starting to see more and more of them. Usually a very rare lead, but hey, the meta changes often, sometimes daily. There it goes. What we're trying to do here is throw those Stone Edges, and then after the second one, I tend to switch. I play this one a lot like Lickitung for those of you that have been watching the videos on my channel. For all you subscribers out there, this does play out a lot like Lickitung just because it is bulky. So we're going to throw this Stone Edge here, and then immediately after we throw it, we're going to go ahead, and then, of course, my game freezes. And then I'm not sure what happened here. I'm not sure, they might have been disconnected, but regardless, that's how we would handle it. We throw in Medicham, and then boom, they would have, of course, their Nidoqueen, which really rare to see. We would have ended up killing each other, and then it would have been my Bastiodon and Victreebel versus whatever they have in the back, and it would have been pretty much a guaranteed win for us. Another grueling mirror match, but hey, it happens, so let's go ahead and let's do it. As always, we're going to double charge that flamethrower. As soon as we double charge it, we're going to use our first one, then double charge it again, use the second one, double charge it, let our opponent use theirs, and then that's when we switch. There's number one. Go ahead. Just as always, going to let them throw another one. Here it comes. Going to throw ours. And there we go. These do take a little while. Mirror matches can be very tedious here. So we get that extra fast move in. And then there's that. We quick switch to Medicham. They use a flamethrower here. They should have saved their energy. Just a little tip. Here comes Victreebel. We're going to go ahead. We're going to use a power-up punch to try to fake them out. No problem. They bite. And now we're going to throw an actual Psychic here. And yeah, there it goes. And boom, Victreebel is down. Now they're going to throw in a Bayleaf, which is very rare. I have seen some ABBs with dual grass in the back, but not, usually it's like a Tropius or something, or even a Grotle. Throwing in Victreebel, but at this point, there's not much they can do. It is game over. All right, everyone. For the last battle, we have Obstagoon, and it's one of the few times we switch to a hard counter, with that hard counter being Medicham. They go ahead, they switch to Skarmory. Not going to play this mini game here. Just going to power ourselves up a little bit, and then they use a charge move. This is just a little bit of insurance in case they do let us farm them down. We can try to kill them in that way. They choose just to kill us outright, no problem. Bring in Bastiodon and farm them down like crazy. There's not a whole lot they can do here, except for just wait until we're done farming. They use Flash Cannon, which is a very rare move to see. Normally they have Brave Bird. All right, use that Stone Edge. And so Obstagoon, going to go ahead. They're going to shield this one. Now we're bringing in Victreebel. Going to shield this attack. Luckily, it doesn't boost theirs. There's one. And now they're going to get another attack off. I opt not to shield it and save that shield for later. There it is. They bring in Lanturn, and this is huge. We're going to go ahead, throw that Leaf Tornado. They use their last shield. We do not get the shield break, which is very unfortunate. But hey, no problem, because we're going to bring in Bastiodon as soon as this is over. And as you can see, Victreebel just does a ton of damage to Lanturn. There's the Surf. One little boop, and now it is pretty much over. There's nothing they can really do except for be defeated. And that's that. Thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your day.